terms. It has 3 terms. So first, second, and third. Okay, so we're dealing with the trinomial, but we're doing what to it? We're factoring it. Who remembers what factoring is all about? What does it mean to factor? Make it into a multiplication problem. This is an addition problem. So my goal is to make this a multiplication problem. It's a trinomial. And then I put this right here, a lead coefficient of 1. And that is kind of like a long little statement, but it's not too difficult. What's a coefficient? That's being multiplied. It's multiplied. But how many coefficients are here? How many coefficients are here in this trinomial?
12. 2.
1's right here. 1's right there. And you could say there's that one, 2 or 3, but there's multiple ones. Which one do you think is the lead coefficient? 1. But can I rearrange that polynomial to make it like 7x plus x squared plus 12? I could do that. What form is it written in? Standard form. If you write it in standard form, and the lead coefficient, the coefficient of the first term is 1, we can go through this process. And I'm going to keep asking this, is it a trinomial? Yes. Is it written in standard form? Yes. Is the lead coefficient 1? Yes. If you can answer yes to all 3 of those questions, you can go ahead and go through the process. Okay, here's the process. At first it's going to be like, what are you doing, Mr. A? And then some of you are going to catch on here and there, and then eventually, hopefully, all of you will get it. It's a trinomial. It's in this form, and it has all these things being true. It can factor out into 2 binomials. Automatically can possibly, I should say, be factored out into 2 binomials. Possibly. But for you, more than likely. How many terms do binomials have? 1, 2, 1, 2. I want to find out what those terms should be in these binomials that would multiply together to get me the original trinomial. Because remember, I want to write it from addition to multiplication. We talked about this a little bit last chapter. It's been a while, like 2 weeks. Does anyone know what the first term is going to be in each binomial? Let me ask you this. FOIL. First terms. What times what gives me x squared?
X.
Times x. That's the first spot. You already went through half the problem. You got the first term in each binomial. That's what goes here, and that's what goes here. Automatically. But the real gist of the problem, the bulk of the problem is right here with what goes in those spots. Okay. We're going to go...
Why isn't it x?
Yeah, because you're thinking, remember, FOIL is first, so this times this. What's x times x? X squared. If it were x squared and x, it'd be x cubed, different. Okay, I want you to write a little chart here for me, and you're not going to have to do this every time, but this is for your notes. Okay, the first one's going to be factors of 12. Factors of 12, that's the first heading. And the second heading, we're going to call sum of factors. Like, what are you talking about? One thing we're trying to get down in our program here at Mitchell Road, so we're talking to the middle school, Mrs. Hill, the new middle school math teacher, all the math teachers down the line from kindergarten. We want to use the terms. What is a factor? It's a number that's being multiplied. Okay? So what I'm asking for here, factors of 12, what 2 numbers multiply to get me 12? Just give me a couple.
1 times 12.
Okay, I'm gonna go with 2 and 6. Just a basic one. There were other ones, but let's just go with 2 and 6. So I just write 2 and 6, right? Because what's 2 times 6? 12. And then on the second column, I'm going to add those 2 factors. What's 2 plus 6? 8. I'm going to put that there. That seems kind of random, right? Like, okay, what are you trying to get there? I don't know. Let's try another factor pair. What times what? I'm going to go with 1 and 12. There's a reason why I'm going with 1 and 12. I'm going to go with 3 and 4 next, but 1 and 12. What's 1 times 12? 12. What's 1 plus 12? 13. Great. Another random number. Cool to know. Now you want to use your 3 and 4? Ready? What's 3 times 4? 12. So that's another factor pair. What's 3 plus 4?
7.
Bingo. Bingo. Got it. You win.
Because you got 7.
Wait. Oh, yes. Oh, that's 7 and that's 7. I get it now. Okay. This is what you did. You looked for factors of the constant. If you write this in standard form, this is a constant. You know what a constant is? It's something that does not change. So do you see how 12 does not have a variable next to it? It doesn't vary. It's constant. So I got two factors of that constant that add up to be the coefficient of the middle term, 7. So you know what goes in these spots? Positive 3 and positive 4. That's your answer. Pretty random. Yeah, I know. I get it. Get it. Sorry? Let's see what happens. You mean multiply two binomials together? What process do you go through with that? FOIL. Do it. Do it, Elizabeth. Do it, guys. Figure it out. All of you. All of you do it. Yes, sir. Yeah.
Like, couldn't you have chosen 13 or 8 instead of 4?
It works.
Oh, like these two right here? Well, yeah, 2 times 6 is 12, but 2 plus 6 is 8. 8 is not that number in the middle. You want to get that number in the middle. Okay, but can you guys do FOIL? Did you get something special? What'd you get? The original polynomial. And you're like, wait, what were we trying to do here? You had that original polynomial. Your goal was to make it from an addition problem to a multiplication problem, and that is the answer right there. That's the answer right there. That's all you're doing in this lesson. Now, someone asked me last class, could you have written x plus 4 times x plus 3? You tell me.
Does it matter?
Yes.
I don't know. Tell me. Can you do that? Why does it not matter? Because of commutative property. Yes. You could have written x plus 4 times x plus 3. I'm going to pretend I didn't hear it. No, I need to think about that. Okay, let's write this polynomial down. X squared plus 13x plus 22. Okay, is that a multiplication problem? No, it's an addition problem. So I want to factor it. I want to make it a multiplication problem. Notice I put a little chart that looks very similar to what we did. But can I ask you a few questions before? Is this a trinomial? Yes.
Okay.
Is it written in standard form?
Yes.
Yes. Is the lead coefficient positive 1?
Yes.
Okay, so we're good. Now we can go through our process again. Yes, ma'am?
Okay, so are you trying to find the factors of 22? Oh, I see that now.
Yep. You want to find the factors of the constant, or the last term,
So
that add up to be 13.
Oh.
Mm-hmm. So can you throw out a guess? Just throw out, what are factors of 22?
11. Yeah.
Okay. I'm going to, some of you said 11 too. Manny, I think you said 2 and 11. It doesn't matter. But what's 2 times 11? 22, right? What's 2 plus 11?
13.
Bingo. Got it. But can I ask you this? How many possibilities were there? Like, how many different options did I have?
Infinite.
Not very many.
A few, but not. We got it on the first try. Let's say, you know what? I said 1 and 22. Doesn't that multiply to give me 22? Doesn't that multiply to give me 22? Yes. But what's 1 plus 22? It's 23. It doesn't work. But there's another possibility. I'm bringing this up now because it's going to mean something in a little bit. There's also another set of possibilities.
Division.
Negative 1 and negative 22.
Oh, yeah.
Because what's negative 1 times negative 22? Positive 22. But what's negative 1 plus negative 22? Negative 23. It still doesn't work. And neither does negative 2 times negative 11. So we figured it out. So I got x in the first spot. What goes in the second spots? Positive 2 and positive 11. And that is your factored form. That's it. How many of you feel like you can do it without the box? You just got to think it through. Do it. Do it without the box. That's fine. If you need the box, use it. And then I'm going to show you, I don't know if that's the next one, but the one after, how you can do it without a box. Write this one down. Uh-oh. We have something, plus something, minus something. This is no good. It's not the same as the other two. It's the same process. Exact same process. Is this a trinomial? Go. Yes. Is it written standard form?
Yes.
Is the lead coefficient positive 1?
Yes.
This can be factored possibly like the other two that we did. What goes in the first spots? X and X. So now I'm looking for two factors of negative 4 that add up to be positive 3. So I don't know. Negative 2, positive 2? Are those two factors? But what do they add up to be? 0. That's not going to work. Any other? 1 and negative 4. Does that multiply to get me negative 4? What's 1 plus negative 4? Negative 3. So close, but it's not it. Negative 1 and positive 4. Do those multiply to get me negative 4? What's negative 1 plus 4? Yay, we got a number. And we didn't have to go further on that chart. This time it took us 3 turns. What did it take us last time, technically? 1 turn. Sometimes you're going to take each one, you're going to be like, boom, got it. And then you get this one that's tough. Got it. It just depends. And some of you might be, got it. You might have to recheck, and that happens. It's okay. You get better. But it's negative 1 and positive 4. Negative 1, positive 4. That's your answer.
There has to be more because you have 10 pages of things.
So could you use like decimals in there?
Great question. Can you use decimals? If you could use decimals, technically there'd be an infinite number of solutions. So we're going to limit it to integers, just whole numbers and their opposites. Yeah, they're integer factors. Good question. Any other questions? Yeah, great point, Bella. I'm only on 3 out of 10. 30% done with this lesson. Let's move on. Oh. And you know why I have so many screens? Because you need practice. And you need it with me. And you need homework. And you will get that.
We don't need homework.
Oh, you need it. Yeah, it's like, sadly, Ezra got a couple vaccines yesterday. The big shots, not those little big shots. And if you ask Ezra, did you need that? He was, nope, don't need it. Did he need it?
No.
Yeah. So actually, some people still say no, but yes, he does need it, and it's good for him.
Don't he have
Anyway, yeah, I don't always like what I need, and I don't always admit what I need, but I need it. Okay, and you need it, and we're gonna get it. So I need to get this. Is it a trinomial? Yes. Is it in standard form? Yes. Is it with the lead coefficient of 1? Yes. We're good. Can it be factored? It's possible. Mr. A keeps saying it's possible. You know why? Because sometimes it's not going to happen. And it happens. Okay, here's how you do it without the chart. If you're like, I don't want to draw a whole box. Just come up with two factors of negative 20. Negative 20 and 1. I just write negative 20 and 1. What's negative 20 plus 1? Negative 19. Did that work? No. So give me another guess.
10 and negative.
Okay. It should be 2 and like negative 10 or negative 2 and 10. So make sure you get it whatever you want to pick. But make sure that multiplies to get me negative 20. But that would give me negative 8. That doesn't work. Throw something out.
20 negative 1?
Okay, you could do 20 and negative 1. But 20 plus negative 1 is, it's positive 19. That's not it.
Negative
5 and negative 4. And that would give me 1. And that is the number in there. So that is the second spot in both binomials. So please don't do this. Please don't put your answer. What's wrong with my answer? It's not n. What are we dealing with in the problem? N. What are we dealing with? My answer? X. That's not what we had, so don't write it. Sometimes you get Y, sometimes you get N, X, A, B, C, okay. I's, J's, sometimes K's. LMNOP. Okay. You can get Z's. That's your problem. Now, if you're like Mr. A, I kind of get this process, but I'm not really sure. Like, should that have been negative and that have been positive? I mean, I don't know. Foil it. I'm going to do it real quick with you guys. What's n times n? What's n times negative 4? What's 5 times n? What's 5 times negative 4? When I add like terms, I get n squared plus n minus 20. That is the answer. It checked. Another of your class, well, your fellow 8th graders, Mr. A, is there any reason we shouldn't get these right? No?
Absolutely not.
Because all of them can be checked. All of them. You don't have to write it out, but you could do mental foil, and you should be able to get the original, and it should work if you did it right. Uh-oh. Okay, write that down.
What if you don't have the first one and one?
Great question. We're going to have to deal with that, or just give up.
That's the best.
Second option.
These are nice problems because a lot of them are going to be with the 1 in the front. But what if they don't? We'll answer a little bit of that today and then more tomorrow because it does get tougher. Okay, trinomial, yes or no?
Yes.
Lead coefficient 1?
Yes.
Standard form?
Yeah.
Okay, good.
Yes.
So it can possibly be factored. What goes in the first spots? X. Please don't get that wrong. Mr. I put M because that was what I thought it was. No, you didn't look at it. So make sure you get it right. What two factors of negative 8 add up to be negative 2?
Negative 2 times 4.
Okay, I heard.
2 and negative.
Okay, 2 negative 4. 2 times negative 4 is negative 8. What's 2 plus negative 4? Negative 2. Does that fit? Those are the factors. Plus 2 minus 4. That's it. That's all you're doing in this problem. How many of you are like, I'm getting this, Mr. A? You're ready?
Yeah.
You're 50% there.
I know, but we're still ready. So we're not like.
Actually,
Yeah, you're
homework
gonna give
is
us
one
something
slide,
to
so we
color.
only have 4 more.
You're right. You're right.
Listen already.
You are 57% there.
Oh, that extra 7%.
Do you just subtract? Wait, it's not in that standard form.
How dare you say I wrote this incorrectly?
How dare you, Sarah?
Sarah, it is not in standard form, so write it in standard form. Your job. Because it has to be in that standard form, lead coefficient of 1, trinomial, to do this process. If it's not, you can't do it. So first I would put x squared plus 13x plus 42. I remember when we first went through standard form this year, some of you are kind of like, do we have to write in standard form? And I'm thinking to myself, it would really help you out. You just got to move everything around. When you move everything around, it makes the problem easier. Okay? Because this is hard to look at and factor. It really is.
Nothing times 13 equals.
Yeah.
It's not true.
Okay, so I don't know. I know x and x go in that spot. If it could be factored, get multiplication facts, guys. Gotta know. 6 and 7. And you know what? That happens to be the pair.
There's so many numbers.
There are. Some of them have a lot, some have a few. But you got to be able to test it out. And listen, now going through this lesson, honestly, I'm thinking to myself, 7th graders, I must slam them very, very hard with multiplication facts. Because if they don't know what equals 42, they're going to be sitting here thinking, nope, it's prime. Nope, can't do it. No, it can be done. You just got to know your facts, which is 6 and 7. Or 7 and 6. Both of them work. By the way, what are other factors of 42? Just in case it was different, because it could have been different.
21 and 2.
21 and 2. 1 and 42. 3 and 14. So if I change this problem to x squared plus 17x plus 42, this would not have been the answer. It would have been 3 and 14. But you got to know that, or at least figure it out. Okay, we're almost there. All right, go ahead. Your turn. I'm not helping. I need a break. Sol and I need a break. He's lagging a bit. He needs to be oiled up a little bit. Yes. Yep. Yep. Just like that. Exactly like that. I actually, I'm going to confess. I was playing, they had a free week, I guess, of Call of Duty, the Blackout.
Yes, that was. Woo!
I played it.
It's hard.
Tell me about it's the same thing as Fortnite, from what I remember. It's just different mechanics. You get dropped, you have to wait this long time, these people are talking, you go down, and you're like, there's no one around. You're done. Or you walk around, there's no one around. 5 minutes later, there's no one around still. What am I doing? Is this good or not? Should I pick it up? Boom! And then reload it. And this game is, I don't know. Who plays it? Do you guys really do this? Like, you really do this for fun? Okay.
Mr. A, Ezra plays it fun.
No, he doesn't play.
Did you get a kill, Mr. A?
I got one.
Yes.
This is all right.
Did you watch anime?
Okay, this is what happened. I'll just say, because I know some of you are interested. So some of you girls are like, what are you talking about? So I went down. I was on the ground. I picked up something. I think it was good. But I used it. I don't even know what it was. And I used it, but this is what happened. So it's technically, I got to qualify it. I saw someone, I got him, but my connection went off, and it said interrupted, so I didn't get credit for it.
No.
I was like, you got to be kidding me. And they went down, and I was
You
like,
still got the kill, Mr. A.
I knocked him unconscious, okay? Okay, go get this problem here. Knock this one unconscious.
I'll just play. I'm still looking up for Mr.
I'll never play that game again. I'm never paying money for
Are you emotionally scarred?
No, I'm just upset.
Did your wife come down and be like, wow?
No.
What's your player name? All I know.
No. It's hidden. It's math is cool number 5 now. Okay.
You just switched to Ivy player, Mr.
Yeah, that's probably better. Anyway,
You play Minecraft?
go ahead and figure this now. Is it in standard form?
Yes.
Is it lead coefficient of 1? Is it a trinomial? Yep. Can it be factored? It's possible. Go ahead and factor it. I know it's going to be what? Y and Y?
Can we do science?
Oh, we did that yesterday, and I
Parker, I might not pick you yet.
Take.
All right, what are the two factors?
2 and then.
Oh, let's see, 2 and negative 1. That does give me negative 2, but that adds up to be 1.
-2 and -1.
Negative 2 and negative 1? All right, but does that get me negative 2? Nope, that can't be it.
-2 and 1.
Negative 2 and 1, of course. That does get me negative 2, but that adds up to be negative 1.
Mr. A.
What?
It's not real, Mr. A. It can't be.
Prime.
Prime. Cannot be factored. Remember I said it's possible to be factored. In this case, it's not possible.
Can all the numbers be prime?
No, because, like, what do you mean? Sorry, say that again. These numbers prime? No, all I had to do is change, I think if I changed this to positive 2, it would have been factored. So. Trinomial?
Yep.
Standard form?
Yep.
Lead coefficient.
You just
Lead
divide
coefficient is
everything
1?
by
No.
No. It's negative 1. You're correct. Nope, it's not prime. It can be factored.
Do you just divide everything by -1?
Yes. Okay, listen up. Listen, guys. Hold on. Yeah, you're getting it, but let me put it together. If you have a lead coefficient of -1, it doesn't mean that you can't factor it. It means you got to do something before you factor it. Yeah, some of you are saying it. I want to factor a -1 out first. So this is what I'm going to get. And write it down, and then I hope you can see what Mr. A was doing here. This is what he gets. And if you're like, no, that's not possible, we'll check it to see if it makes sense. I factored out a -1. I took a -1 out. It's still there, but I took it out. What's -1 times n squared? Negative n squared. What's -1 times negative 10n? Positive 10n. What's -1 times positive 21? negative 21. Is this equal to that?
Yes.
Yes, because we just proved it. Now what I want you to do is ignore the negative 1 and factor that. Factor that part. Do it. You may begin.
Doing that, couldn't you just switch the sign?
No, because you'll see it changes things up if you just went straight from here to here. Yeah, so you got to factor out the negative 1, and then you'll get the two binomials. N goes in the first spot, I hope. And what goes in those second spots? Two factors of 21 that add.
Negative 7 and negative 3.
What? Negative 7 and negative 3 gets me negative 10. That's it. Negative 7 and negative 3. That is not my answer. It's not my answer. So this is what you do. You just write the negative sign. That is the answer. And that's a big difference. Or you can write negative 1. Either one's good. There's a difference. Literally, there is a difference if you did not put that negative. Ready? Let's do 4 real quick. Just this. What's n times n? Yes, n squared. What's n times negative 3? Negative 3n. Negative 7 times n. Negative 7n. Negative 7 times negative 3. Negative 21. Add those two. You get n squared minus 10n minus 21. Uh-oh, that's not what you had before. But what did you have outside the parenthesis? The negative 1. So all the signs would change. And
Negative 7 times negative 3 is 4.
whatever. Yes, it works. It did. I lost my track. Yes, this is supposed to be positive right here. Yes. And then that would have been negative. It works.
Mr. A, if we get a prize this year, I don't think you should get it since you aren't wearing pajamas.
He already said that.
Mr. A doesn't keep free uniform week unless you go like free dress.
Yeah, I won't take it. I'll do it.
Mr. A, we should just make.
But I wear this to sleep.
Well, you had the blanket.
Oh, yeah, actually, baby, you just sleep there. You can.
Yeah, but that's it. You just if everyone's quiet, you just close your eyes.
Whoa.
And then you hear boom, boom. Anime in the back.
Operation Floss.
Last one.
Oh.
Very similar. I made this one up on the fly because I needed to come up with another one that gave you practice with that part. Lead coefficient is not positive 1, so make it positive 1. But you don't just take out the negative and say, goodbye, negative, you're not part of the problem. It is part of the problem, but you can leave it to the side for a little bit. Is that strange, to leave it to the side for a while?
Okay, I'm confused.
I am too. What's up? What's wrong with your hat? That's what I'm confused about.
Negative
My
prime.
ears are really cold. So,
You know what keeps me warm?
Math.
homework?
Yes, more homework. You need help? Look at that. She got warmed up already. Okay.
Prime.
No.
I'm confused. Which one do you multiply? Like, which number do you multiply to get the number?
Is this a trinomial?
Yeah.
Descending order? Or sorry, standard form?
Yeah.
Lead coefficient positive 1?
Yeah. I made it. No.
Okay. So you should have gotten this. Right?
Yeah.
Okay,
But which
so
number do I multiply?
You want to get two numbers that multiply to get me negative 4. That add up to be negative 3, and there are numbers. I just don't want to tell you what they are right now. Sorry. Because I want you to figure those out. It's factorable. There's only a couple of them that are prime for now. I'm going to give you factorable ones. What are your numbers?
Negative 4, 1.
Negative 4 times 1 is negative 4. Negative 4 plus 1 is negative 3. Negative 4, positive 1. Is that your answer? Negative sign has to be there. All it's saying is it's the opposite of what this is. It's the opposite of what this is. That's the opposite of what that was.
So
Okay, you're backing it up.
Find the number that gets negative 3.
You're trying to get the number that multiplies to get negative 4 and adds up to be negative 3. And you're going to be doing that a few times. You may be in. You have about 7 minutes, or more than that.
Oh, fabulous.
Goodbye, Swivel.